This segment sponsored by ForMotion Clinic. I am here at ForMotion Clinic, formerly SRT Prosthetics and Orthotics, and today I'm going to learn more about the prosthesis that they provide for the upper limb. So that's everything from your finger all the way up to your arm, and they're going to break it down because they provide hope in helping people to move forward. I'm now joined by Brooke OSteen, who is an occupational therapist here at ForMotion Clinic. Hi, Brooke.
Hello, how are you?
Good to talk with you. I'm doing well, thank you. So you have such an important job.
I do.
Such an important job.
I do.
You help people get functionality really back in an area of their body that they have lost and probably feel not so hopeful about. So talk to me about the upper arm and the upper, what we call the upper limb area.
Yeah. So we always say we see somebody almost full circle, right? We see them from an event that happened, that wrong place, wrong time, essentially the worst day of their life. Yeah. They lose a part of them that's social. It's the first thing we extend to say hello. Our fingerprints are our identity. Other than our dental records, they're who we are.
Right.
And so we take them from that moment of a catastrophic event to giving them hope. Via a prosthetic device. So whether that's a partial finger or just the tip of the arm or upper limb or hand to the whole thing, we give hope through prosthetic devices.
Yeah, and I'm sure you see a lot of cases that come in. So what do you see as the major cause of having that type of amputation?
Absolutely. So our leading cause is trauma. So about 77% of upper limb amputations happen due to trauma. And then secondarily, it's a congenital anomaly. So somebody born this way. So maybe an amniotic band syndrome, maybe a blood clot in utero, right? We don't know a lot about why that happens, but that's the second reason. And then a little bit of dysvascular disease, so the main cause, leading cause of lower extremity, we see it some, but not as much as trauma. So like I said, wrong place, wrong time, poor decision.
Right, okay. And about how many of these devices are you all putting out each year? I mean, how frequent does this happen?
Yeah, so the numbers overall in upper limb are pretty small. So when you're talking partial hand, there's about 45,000 partial hand amputations a year, but not all of those are fit. And then we're talking about upper limb versus lower limb. There's one person missing an arm for every 35 people who are missing a leg. And so the numbers are small. Our team personally here at ForMotion, we fit 120 upper limb devices in the year 2024. So we're busy.
Yes, and I'm sure just, again, providing that hope to someone. And as you kind of work with them to decide what the best device is, you have a lot of options that we see here on the table.
Yes.
But before we dive into the devices, talk to me just about the areas of the hand. People may not know what is partial, what is full, what is that considered on the hand?
Yeah, absolutely. So a partial finger amputation is anything from the tip to what we would call your large knuckle or your MCP head. So just right before that, anything throughout your finger there, we would consider that a partial finger amputation. You have parts and you're missing parts. Throughout your hand, right from your large knuckle to your wrist, any amputation throughout there, that would be considered a partial hand. Again, kind of, right? You have some, you don't have some. And then as we get to the wrist, it becomes a wrist disarticulation, a transradial, an above elbow, a shoulder disarticulation, and then a forequarter.
Wow, and you all help the full arm, I mean, up every single piece.
Yes.
So let's see some of the devices here. They look so real.
Absolutely. So when we're talking about some partial finger devices, just sharing a couple of our favorites. We always say, right, I think everybody thinks when you lose a finger, do I really have an option, and do I really need that? And so we always say silicone, it's always an option. Doesn't matter how much or how little you have, it's always an option. And everybody all along says, oh, it's cosmetic, and it does have cosmetic properties. But I love that you initially said function. Because by restoring the length of somebody's finger, they get function. They get function. And then this is another one of my favorites. So it's called a PIP driver. So this middle joint in your finger right here, called your PIP joint. So this would be appropriate for somebody that's amputated between their second and third, right? It's kind of a plug and play device, if you will. Once the amputation happens, we do custom measure these devices, so they're all custom made, but it's a plug and play. Once it's fabricated, we slide it over the finger, they bend their PIP joint, and that's how the device is driven. So you get that dexterity and that composite grasp back. Life-changing.
Yes, it is. Oh my goodness. And then you have other devices that really focus on the partial and then the full hand.
Yes. Yep.
Brooke, this looks like a real hand. Like, I just cannot. Let me hold it. That is crazy. Wow.
You always get quite the reaction when I'm walking into a hospital or I'm walking in somewhere and that might be peeking out my bag and everyone's like, what's going on?
What have you been up to? Even down to the nail?
So believe it or not, those are actual acrylic nails. So just like you would go to the nail salon and get them. So you can paint them, you can customize them, you can do all of the things. And there's a lot of, and that hair in there that you're seeing is actually actual hair underneath the silicone. Those are all custom painted, and they're actually painted from the inside out.
Wow.
So there's a lot of work that goes into something like that. But imagine, right, you're missing your hand, and you have to go to the grocery store, and every single time somebody's looking at that and they're asking you about the worst day, but you've got something like this to cover it up, the confidence that gives somebody to say, hey, I can go out into the community and for once I look whole.
Yeah, I love that. I love that you all provide that. So speaking of, talking to people on their worst day, I'm sure that you get so many different stories that walk through that door.
We sure do.
And so just kind of talk to me about just the feeling of learning about the stuff that happens to people and then you being able to provide a solution.
Yeah, so, sometimes I think our team, we have to kind of decompress at the end of the day, and we have to kind of meet together and say, did we just hear that? Did we just see that? Is that real life? And again, you have to kind of compartmentalize that and realize that at the end of the day, we have a job to do, and we need to be, and sometimes we're the last person. Like, they come in the door and they say, I know there's probably nothing you can do for me, but I'm here just because I need to know. And so we just give them hope and say, hey, we've got something for you.
Yeah, I love that. And as people are deciding between the different devices, what would you say are just the primary benefits of taking this step? Because as you said, they may be questioning whether or not they need to or they're able to. What would you say to encourage someone to actually look into getting this done?
Yeah, and so I think because of that psychological effect of an upper limb, right, they're coping with the amputation after it happens, and that's difficult. They always think, do I really need this, right? Is this really necessary? And unfortunately, without something, even without the whole index finger, right? You start to shoot over to your middle finger, you start to shoot over to your ring finger, and those are what we call compensatory strategies or other ways of doing a task. And people don't realize the strain that puts on joints and muscles and tendons and ligaments, and we call that overuse. And so research has shown that if they don't get a prosthetic device, even just for the tip of their index finger, there's a 60% chance that they'll develop overuse in the first year without the assistance of a prosthetic device. So it's real.
Yeah.
I mean, we need to have all 10 fingers and toes.
Yeah, exactly. And not strain other areas of the body.
Yeah.
So fascinating.
Thank you.
Amazing work that you all do. Thank you so much for sharing and breaking it down. You make it tangible, so it's understandable. So thank you.
Thank you.
And if you would like more information about ForMotion Clinic, we'll have their website listed below, and I'll see you after the break.
This segment sponsored by ForMotion Clinic.